Hey everybody, this is Threshold Train's workout of the day for Tuesday, July 21st. So we have a couple different nuances between the in-person and at home variation of the workout, so listen closely to what applies to you. If you're in person, we are doing a 5x3 deadlift progression, okay? So our goal is to build to a tough set of 3, and we are also incorporating some muscular endurance into this through our down set of 2 sets of 12 at 60-65% of the tough set of 3 you found in part A1. So the idea between these two pieces is to build and develop consistent mechanics. We want to develop our mechanics for the movement before we add any sort of intensity as in a conditioning workout. So even as we get heavy, we're still focused on certain aspects of the movement that will help carry over in future workouts. So to briefly go over the movement, a deadlift will start from the floor and finishes at the waist with our shoulders behind the bar. So when we approach the bar, we want that bar to cut our shoelaces in half. We want to see that vertical shin position. So that way our knees aren't coming over the toes and we're adopting more of a squat position. This allows our hips to get high so we can leverage the bar. Okay, so from here, we're thinking about initiating the movement by pushing through our feet and getting our hips underneath the bar. Then as we cycle or do more repetitions into the next rep, shoulders come over our toes, hips go back first, and we lower our hips to the ground. Okay, we don't lower the bar to the ground by rounding through the shoulders or the lower back. Okay, so a couple different key points there to summarize. Vertical shins, initiate by pushing down. Then as we lower, shoulders come over the bar. Hips lower the hands or the bar to the ground. Okay? So we have 90 seconds to 2 minutes between sets. For our 2 sets of 12, we have a strict 1 minute rest in between sets. If you are at home, slightly different variation. You are choosing a dumbbell or a kettlebell or some object you can hold in one hand safely. You will be doing 5 sets of a 5 per leg, single leg RDL, and then 10 weighted bridges. So it's a superset with 60 seconds of rest between sets. The single leg RDL, you will stand on one leg. Your weight is in the opposite hand. So if I'm standing on my left leg, the weight is in my right hand. I will then shift all of my weight over onto the one leg, get myself nice and steady, bring the weight over and slide that weight down towards my toe, and then come faster on the way up. So I'm decelerating, I'm controlling my body as I go down, and I get a little bit faster on the way up. You'll notice I'm dragging my back foot on the floor. You may do that, or you may lift up that toe from the ground. Having that foot in contact just gives me a little more feedback as to where I am in space. If you feel like you're a little bounced or a little wobbly, use that feedback of the trail leg. So I'll do that on both sides for 5 reps. Then I'll do my weighted bridges. I'll take that same object, I'll put it on my hips. I'll take my feet, put them slightly away from my hips and to the outside. I'll raise my hips till they're in line with my knees. Then I'll slowly come back down under control. I'll do that 10 times, rest 60 seconds. Then you too will do a down set, 2 sets of 12, but instead of deadlifts, you will do RDLs. So RDLs are like reverse deadlifts. They start from the top and they come down to about mid-shin. If you have the control and flexibility to touch the floor, great, but you shouldn't try to touch the floor by sacrificing your position of your back and your shoulders. Okay, so only going as low as your control and flexibility will allow, and then we will push our hips forward to come back up top. You too will also take 60 seconds of rest between sets. From here, we'll go into our conditioning portion. Our conditioning portion is kind of interval style, but our goal is to move, not fast and super intense, but not slow, somewhere in the middle, that above conversational pace range. So every minute on the minute for 16 minutes, we're gonna do the following. Our first minute, we're gonna do 2 sets of 15 seconds of toes to bar, knees to elbows or V-ups, and 15 seconds off. So think of it as like 15 seconds on, 15 seconds off, times 2. This will allow you to pace your toes to bar without losing your rhythm of movement as you go through. In that second minute, we're doing a 200-meter bike or a 100-meter run. Again, this is not fast, it's not slow, it's about that 70 to 80% pace. Then in that third minute, we're doing 15 kettlebell swings. You're gonna choose a weight that you can do all 15 in a row. We're gonna fight for an overhead position unless you have shoulder issues, in which case we'll go eye level. So what we should see for that kettlebell swing is a simultaneous knee and hip extension or straightening at the same time. Okay, we shouldn't see one dramatically happening more than the other. And then our last minute, we're gonna do 12 box jump step downs or step up, step down. So what we're looking for is a 2-footed hop onto a box, stand tall, and then step down every time. So not jump down, but step down. This will allow you to manage your heart rate a little bit more throughout this portion of the workout. You are going through 4 times or 16 minutes. So it is long, it will add up. Again, your goal is to continue moving through each movement. So pick movements that allow you to do that, okay? So that is Tuesday's workouts. Have an awesome day and a great workout.